Myself and Marama have both been in touch with Julianne throughout the weekend. Julianne is an incredibly hardworking, intelligent and obviously very passionate Member of Parliament, but particularly what occurred on Wednesday night in our House of Parliament on Wednesday crossed the line. She apologised immediately for that.
The member is still sitting in this chamber without having apologised or accounted for her actions, I think is intolerable and needs your intervention, sir.
So I think that this perhaps also speaks to, while we completely take responsibility for what's occurred here and obviously making sure that Julianne gets the requisite professional and personal support, that also we've got a lot of work to do in ensuring that we have the right kind of working environment in our Parliament to get the best out of people. As of post-Wednesday, there is a disciplinary action that's underway, which looks like ensuring that Julianne gets the requisite professional and personal support. It's quite confidential and quite personal to ensuring that Julianne is adequately supported to do the best that she can possibly do. But when it comes to the privileges process, which sits alongside that, that obviously unfortunately is privileged. So yeah, that sits in the hands of Jerry Brownlee as Speaker.
It's a complete cop-out. I mean, I was just reading Steve Mahari's piece in the Herald this morning. He was in Parliament for 18 years. He was there at a time when Parliament was a much tougher, much more rambunctious place. But he said, you know, I was up against Robert Muldoon, who, you know, exuded malevolence, and yet I knew that no matter what happened, he wasn't going to get out of his seat and come and whack me. I've seen, you know, pictures of parliaments in places like, I think, Taiwan in years gone past, where you get a whole lot of people actually having physical fights in Parliament. It's totally unacceptable. We've never been anything like that. So to sit here and say, oh yes, well, we make no excuses, but, you know, it's actually happening everywhere in Parliament. I'm sorry, nothing like this has happened in living memory. And then Chlöe said, oh, you know, we're more than willing to go along with the Privileges Committee. I mean, I'm sorry, you don't have a choice about that. You were forced to do it. It's Parliament's disciplinary procedure. And I think really what it speaks to is that there's a culture in the Greens that we have the truth and the light, and there maybe therefore the rules don't apply to us. And you see this with some Green MP or some Green scandal, you know, just about every couple of months now.
We've had an incredibly difficult last few months, a really rocky start to this term. We've had an incredibly difficult last few months, a really rocky start to this term.